Socrate Mind, a timeless figure of practical wisdom, teaches a brutal truth. To become the most powerful version of yourself, you must kill the weak version that holds you back. This idea is not a mere metaphor, but a mental discipline, a call to destroy the habits, doubts, and self-destructive behaviors that hinder your ascent. Weakness, according to Socrate Mind, lies in complacency, fear of rejection, and attachment to old identities. It is not about rejecting your essence, but eliminating what prevents you from shining. Imagine a sculptor facing a block of raw marble. Each chisel strike removes the excess to reveal the perfect statue hidden within. Your weak version is that surplus, procrastination, excuses, constant need for validation. Socrate Mind insisted, the true enemy is within. Kill it, and the world will bow before you. This process begins with honest introspection. Identify your flaws. Do you spend hours on unnecessary distractions? Do you let criticism dictate your choices? Write down these weaknesses in a private journal, unfiltered, without shame. Recognition is the first chisel strike. Next, visualize the ideal version of yourself, the one who acts boldly, perseveres in the face of obstacles, and lives by their own principles. Socrate Mind recommended daily meditations to anchor this vision. Each morning, sit in silence, close your eyes, and imagine your powerful self making firm decisions, conquering goals. This is not a vague dream, but a precise exercise. See yourself closing a deal, running a marathon, or speaking with confidence. The secret, according to Socrate Mind, is immediate action. Weakness thrives in inaction. Make a small decision today. Refuse a distraction, set a clear goal, and act without delay. To kill the weak version, you must first recognize it with ruthless clarity. Socrate Mind taught that weakness is not an absence of talent, but a set of learned behaviors that sabotage success. These behaviors include procrastination, fear of judgment, and dependence on external approval. Take a moment to observe your daily life. Do you spend hours scrolling on your phone instead of working on your projects? Do you postpone important decisions out of fear of failure? These are the marks of the weak version. Socrate Mind proposed a simple yet powerful exercise, personal audit. Every evening, for a week, note every action that has pulled you away from your goals. For example, I watched useless videos for 2 hours, or I avoided a difficult conversation out of fear conflict. Be brutally honest, no justifications. This audit reveals destructive patterns. Once identified, rank them by impact. Which ones cost you the most in time, energy, or opportunities? An employee might realize that their habit of checking emails every 5 minutes is killing their productivity. Socrate Mind insisted, what you tolerate, you become. The next step is to confront these weaknesses mercilessly. Socrate Mind viewed the elimination of the weak version as an act of creative self-destruction. It is not a blind annihilation, but a targeted transformation, like a blacksmith breaking raw metal to shape a sharp blade. Discipline is key. Start by establishing daily rituals that undermine the foundations of weakness. Socrate Mind recommended beginning each day with a clear affirmation. Today, I kill a part of my old self. This statement programs your mind for action. Next, structure your environment to eliminate temptations. If social media distracts you, delete the apps from your phone or use site blockers during work hours. An aspiring writer, for example, puts their phone in another room to write 500 words each morning without interruption. This physical discipline reinforces mental discipline. Socrate Mind emphasized the rule of voluntary discomfort. Each day, do one thing that slightly scares you, like asking for a raise or running for 10 more minutes. These micro challenges erode fear, the main fuel of the weak version. Science supports this. Studies show that repeated exposure to discomfort reduces anxiety and increases resilience. Another tool is habit replacement. Identify a weak behavior, say, stress eating, and replace it with a positive action, like 5 minutes of meditation. Socrate Mind compared this to a garden. Pull out the weeds and plant flowers. Consistency is crucial. Commit to 30 days of strict discipline without exception. If you fail, start again immediately without self-pity. Visualization is a central pillar of Socrate Mind's teaching to eliminate the weak version of oneself. It is not about vague daydreams, but a precise mental exercise to program your subconscious. Every morning, dedicate 10 minutes to visualize your powerful version, the one that acts boldly, overcomes obstacles, and reaches new heights. See yourself in specific scenarios, closing a major deal, speaking in front of a crowd, or achieving a physical goal. Feel the emotion of triumph, the adrenaline, the pride. Socrate Mind explained, the mind does not distinguish between the real and the imaginary. What you visualize becomes your truth. Neuroscience confirms, repeated visualization strengthens neural connections, preparing your brain to act like the ideal version of yourself. For example, an athlete visualizes every step of a race from start to finish, enhancing their actual performance. To maximize the effect, combine visualization with written affirmations. Write, I am a confident leader, or I act without hesitation. Read these phrases before sleeping to anchor the image. Socrate Mind recommended a vision journal where you describe your ideal self in detail, appearance, behaviors, achievements. Be specific. I will lead a company of 10 employees within a year, to give clear direction to your subconscious. Avoid distractions during this exercise. Find a quiet space, turn off your phone, and immerse yourself in the mental image. If the weak version tries to whisper doubts, you are not good enough, counterattack with past evidence. A task completed, a challenge overcome. Socrate Mind insisted, visualization is a weapon. It kills doubt before it kills you. Fear is the main fuel of the weak version of oneself, and Socratic Mind taught that it must be ruthlessly killed. Fear takes many forms: fear of failure, rejection, or even success. It paralyzes, leads to inaction, and feeds excuses. To eliminate it, adopt a strategy of gradual exposure. Socratic Mind advised starting with minor fears. If public speaking terrifies you, begin with a comment in a small meeting. Each exposure weakens fear and strengthens your confidence. A psychology study shows that repeated exposure reduces anxiety by up to 70% in a few weeks. Then move on to bigger fears, like asking for a promotion or launching a risky project. Socratic Mind used the analogy of a warrior. Every fear conquered is a battle won. Each battle brings you closer to invincibility. Another tool is mental reframing. When fear arises, ask yourself, what is the worst-case scenario? Often, it is less severe than imagined. An entrepreneur fears of funding rejection. Upon reflection, he realizes that the worst is simply a no, not the end of the world. This clarity disarms fear. Socratic Mind also recommended keeping a journal of conquered fears. Each time you face a fear, write it down. I spoke to a stranger today, or I submitted my application despite doubt. This record becomes tangible proof of your progress. Fear thrives in isolation. Share your victories with a trusted mentor, but never with skeptics. Socratic Mind warned, fears shared with the weak become chains. Finally, ritualize action in the face of fear. Each morning, choose a frightening action and do it before noon. A writer fears criticism? He submits a text immediately. This habit breaks the cycle of fear and establishes bravery as a reflex. Over time, the weak version, nourished by fear, collapses, making way for a bold and unstoppable self. Killing the weak version is not enough. One must build a powerful version on its ruins. Socrate Mind compared this to a city destroyed by war. The rubble must be cleared to erect a stronger city. Start by defining core values, integrity, discipline, courage that will guide your new self. Write them down as a personal oath. I make quick decisions and keep my promises. These values become the foundations of your reconstruction. Next, set bold yet measurable goals. Socrate Mind emphasized specificity. Instead of becoming rich, aim for earning 100,000 euros in 2 years through Business X. Break this goal down into daily steps. For example, contact 1 client per day. This clarity transforms ambition into reality. Physical discipline plays a key role. Adopt a strict training regimen, such as 30 minutes of exercise 5 days a week. The body shapes the mind. A strong body reinforces willpower. An office worker starts running every morning. Their physical discipline translates into increased productivity at work. Socrate Mind also recommended surrounding yourself with inspiring role models. Avoid toxic environments, negative colleagues, pessimistic media that resurrect the weak version. Create a clean mental space. Read books on personal growth. Listen to motivating podcasts. Your environment shapes your transformation, and Socrate Mind emphasized its absolute control to eliminate the weak version of yourself. A toxic environment, negative people, constant distractions, feeds weakness. Start with an audit of your surroundings. Identify those who drain your energy, complaining friends, endlessly critical colleagues. Reduce their influence. For instance, limit interactions to professional exchanges or politely decline their invitations. Socrate Mind said, you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Replace them with inspiring individuals, mentors, entrepreneurs, creators. Join mastermind groups or professional clubs where ambition is the norm. Next, optimize your physical space. A cluttered desk reflects a chaotic mind. Organize it, keeping only the essentials: a notebook, a pen, a plant. A writer struggling with procrastination sets up a minimalist desk facing a window. Their productivity soars. Also, control your digital environment. Turn off notifications, delete addictive apps. A study shows that digital distractions reduce productivity by 40%. Use tools like Freedom to block harmful sites during work hours. Socrate Mind recommended creating focused sanctuaries, dedicated moments, and places for pure action. For example, reserve 6 to 8 a.m. each morning to work without your phone. Align your environment with your goals. If you aim for a career in tech, surround yourself with coding books, follow industry leaders on X, and attend conferences. Socrate Mind taught that immediate action is the ultimate weapon against weakness. Weakness thrives in hesitation. Every second of delay strengthens its chains. To kill it, adopt the 5-second rule. As soon as an idea or task arises, count down 5-4-3-2-1, and act. A student wants to write a book? He starts with one sentence within 5 seconds, breaking the cycle of procrastination. This rule, validated by productivity studies, short-circuits the reptilian brain that seeks comfort. Socrate Mind insisted, action kills fear, inaction feeds it. Prioritize micro-actions. Are you aiming for promotion? Send an email to your boss today to propose an idea. Every small action creates a snowball effect. An entrepreneur starts by calling a potential client. This first step leads to a contract, then to a thriving business. Plan your days precisely. Every evening, list 3 priority tasks for the next day, aligned with your long-term goals. For example, write 500 words, run 5 kilometers, contact a mentor. Execute them before noon to harness your morning energy. Socrate Mind recommended measuring progress. Keep an action journal. Note every completed task, no matter how small. This tracking reinforces the sense of control. If you fail, analyze without excuses. Why did I hesitate? How can I correct it? A salesperson misses a presentation. He revises his pitch that same evening and tries again the next day. Avoid public announcements of your plans. They dilute urgency. Socrate Mind warned. Wasted words steal the energy of action. Finally, reward immediate action. After a difficult task, treat yourself to a coffee or a break. Excuses are the shield of the weak, and Socrate Mind considered them a deadly poison. An excuse is a lie you tell yourself, he would say. To eliminate them, adopt a mindset of total responsibility. No matter the circumstances, lack of time, limited resources, assume you're the sole master of your outcomes. An employee blames a difficult boss for their lack of progress. Socrate Mind would say, change your approach or change your boss. Start with an audit of excuses. For a week, note every justification. I'm too tired. I don't have enough experience. Identify recurring patterns. Then, replace each excuse with an action. No time to write? Wake up 30 minutes earlier. No money for training? Find free resources online. A study shows that people who eliminate excuses increase their productivity by 25%. Socrate Mind recommended the so what exercise. When an excuse arises, I'm too old, ask so what. This forces you to confront the weakness of the argument. Surround yourself with people who refuse excuses. Finally, ritualize the anti-excuse. Every morning, write a sentence like, today, I take my responsibilities. Habits are the bricks of your powerful version, and Socrate Mind taught that they must replace weak reflexes. Sustainable transformation does not come from heroic efforts, but from consistent routines. Start by identifying a key habit aligned with your main goal. If you aim for a leadership career, adopt the habit of reading 10 pages of leadership books each day. A study shows that 21 days are enough to anchor a habit. Commit to this period without deviation. Socrate Mind recommended the method of small victories. Start with micro habits. For example, if you want to run a marathon, begin with 5 minutes of daily jogging. Gradually increase the intensity. A student adopts the habit of writing 100 words a day. In a year, he has a complete manuscript. Schedule fixed slots. Write from 7 to 7:30. Meditate from 8 to 8:15. Eliminate friction. Keep your notebook ready, your running shoes near the door. Socrate Mind said, strong habits shape the soul. Use triggers to anchor routines. For example, after drinking your coffee, go straight to writing. The science of habits shows that triggers reduce reliance on willpower. Keep a habit tracker. Check off each day you meet your commitment. Killing the weak version requires mastering failures, as they are inevitable. Socratic Mind viewed failure as a teacher, not a tormentor. The weak version collapses under the weight of setbacks. The powerful version learns and rebounds. When a failure occurs, a rejected project, a failed presentation, analyze it privately. Know what went wrong and what you can improve. A salesperson loses a major client. They identify unclear communication and train for next time. Socratic Mind advised, failure is a map. Use it to find the right path. Adopt a growth mindset. A study by Carol Dweck shows that those who see failure as an opportunity for growth outperform those who avoid it. Reframe every setback. I didn't fail. I learned how not to do it. This disarms shame. Create a post-failure ritual. After a setback, take a 15-minute walk to reflect calmly. Avoid impulsive reactions like complaining or giving up. Socratic Mind insisted, failure is only fatal if you let it define you. Surround yourself with mentors who have overcome setbacks. Practice physical resilience to strengthen the mind. Finally, set rebound goals. After a setback, give yourself 24 hours to act differently. The powerful version of yourself emerges when the weak version is completely eliminated. Socrate Mind taught that this is not a destination, but a constant state of being. The powerful version acts with intention, lives according to its values, and attracts success through its presence. To embody this, align every aspect of your life with your vision. Start with a personal code, a set of non-negotiable rules. For example, I say no to distractions. I act despite fear. Review this code daily. Socrate Mind said, you become what you practice every day. Maintain your physical and mental energy. Sleep 7 to 8 hours. Eat healthily. Meditate for 10 minutes. A weak body harbors a weak mind. A disciplined individual adopts a strict regimen and regular training. Their mental clarity doubles, boosting their decisions. Keep learning continuously. Read a book a month. Take online courses. Attend conferences. Socrate Mind insisted, stagnation is the resurrection of weakness. Build a high-level network. Connect with leaders, innovators, thinkers. A conversation with a mentor can open doors that a year of solitary work could not. Be a role model for others. Your discipline inspires without words. Measure your long-term progress. Every quarter, assess your advancements. Income, skills, relationships. Adjust your goals to aim higher. Socrate Mind recommended an inner council. Imagine past and future versions of yourself discussing your choices.